Welcome to Heritage War Eagle Softball. I'm joined today by sophomore Taylor Elkins here with War Eagle Sports Network. We're glad you're joining us for today's broadcast.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here too.
Today we have the Heritage Lady War Eagles versus the Bentonville Lady Tigers. Last night, the Lady Tigers took game one of the series, and so we're moving into game two at home today. And in game two, the starting lineup for the Bentonville Lady Tigers will be starting in the leadoff spot, Kylie Wyman playing shortstop. Batting second, center fielder number 25, Marissa Gianishi in the two-hole. The designated player, May Wegner. Batting cleanup, the catcher, number 14, Aubrey Island. Playing first base and batting fifth, Lana Carlton. Carlton batting fifth. Playing right field, Kate Manus. Batting sixth. Batting seventh, Taylor Crisp. Playing third base today for the Lady Tigers. Playing left field and batting eighth, Ireland Malone. And playing second base in the nine-hole, Bella Mears. Your pitcher today for the Bentonville Lady Tigers is Darby Burnett. And here comes the first pitch of the game. It's a beautiful day for softball here at Heritage High School. First pitch high, called ball. The shortstop at the plate for the Lady Tigers takes a swing, hits the ball into left field down the line. She's rounding first, and that'll be a single to lead off the game. Wyman at first, which brings up to bat number 25, the center fielder, Gianishi. Called pitch out, trying to catch that runner stealing second or a back pick at first. Ball one for the batter, Gianishi. Taylor's a shortstop for our JV team, correct?
Yes, sir.
And there's a lot that can happen here. Runner on first. What's going through your mind as a shortstop? Are you trying to get the double play, or what are you thinking here?
I'm trying to get the double play. And then if the ball goes to outfield, then I'll be the cut.
Be the cut for the relay back in. And there's just a lot. Softball's a lot smaller than a baseball diamond, so you gotta throw that ball quick to make that double play in softball. Strike called. We got Jocelyn Strickland, senior, on the mound today. Great pitcher for Heritage. She's had a great career at Heritage and is having a great senior season pitching for the War Eagles. Ball hit to second, just gets through the infield. Runners aboard on first and second, no outs. But Strickland's having a great year, and she's got a scholarship to play college softball and continue her career.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. We love to see that, both for student academics and for student athletes. Runners aboard at first and second, no outs. See if we can turn two here. First pitch called strike. At bat, the designated player, May Wegner. Like the same spot, but
Yep.
umpire called ball. It's okay. We're looking at it from a lot different angle than he is, but one ball, one strike. Rips the ball, and it's foul. That could have done some damage.
Mm-hmm. Looked like it was a screwball or fast in.
Okay.
Yep.
Are you able to pick that up as a hitter?
Yes, sir.
So it's coming in there from a pretty short distance, but you can pick up the pitch.
Yep.
Outside, looks like that's where they call it. Sometimes they throw that off the plate to try to get the pitcher to or the batter to lunge at, but that looked like that's exactly where the catcher wanted it.
Yep.
2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Runners on first and second. Foul ball.
It's a pretty changeup.
How many pitches does a softball pitcher normally have? Like fastball, changeup, rising fastball. What else?
Screwball, curveball.
Curveball.
So like 4 or 5, sometimes 6.
Ball in the dirt. Runners stay at their positions. Full count. Here's where the action happens. Something's got to happen on 3 balls, 2 strikes. Heritage looking to get that first out.
Yep. Got to pop up. And when it foul.
We'll take an infield fly. We'll take anything for that first out.
Yeah.
Ball out of play. Tegan couldn't make a play on it. Boy, this batter, she's not going down easy. She is battling.
Yep, she is staying alive.
And so is our pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
Fouled it off again. That's got to be like 8 pitches.
Yeah.
So, what you think? About
Yep.
8? Everybody's battling out there. This isn't a crosstown rivalry, but Bentonville and Rogers are close enough that for as long as I can remember, it was a rivalry when it was Rogers High School and Bentonville High School. So when you're that close together, I'm sure you know some of the players from both cities.
Yeah.
Or you play together against each other growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes the pitch. Foul ball. He almost had a strikeout. Boy, you can almost feel the tension here.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Bentonville's looking to get 2 runs, and Heritage parents are looking to get that first out.
Oh, that was a pretty quick changeup.
That was a pretty good pitch. Don't know where it missed, but that was a good pitch.
Yep.
Ball 4, and bases are loaded.
Pretty changeup.
Now batting the catcher, Aubrey Island for the Lady Tigers with bases loaded and no outs. Just off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wind's blowing in today, so that definitely keeps the ball in the field most games when you got the flag blowing that hard in towards home plate.
Yep.
Oh, just as I say it, I was wrong about the flag blowing in. That ball is hit to Gates Stadium, and it hits the street and hits off Gates Stadium. Bases clearing, grand slam. Great hit for Island. And her teammates greet her at the plate. Have you ever hit a grand slam?
I have not.
That's
I've
gotta
come
be,
close to one.
It's got to be a great feeling. Have you ever hit a home run and your teammates greet you like that?
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be a great feeling. All right, bases are cleared. It's basically like starting over. It's not 0-0, but we got bases cleared. Let's get that first out. Ball 1. Stepping into plate for the Lady Tigers, Lana Carlton, the first baseman. So you told me on the pregame before we went on the air, you told me that you've grown up in Rogers most of your life or your whole life. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You got a favorite restaurant in Rogers?
Canes.
Canes. That's what a lot of high school students say. It's a good call. Ball hit deep to center, and that ball's caught for the first out of the inning. 1 down for the Lady War Eagles.
What's your favorite restaurant?
My favorite breakfast restaurant is Westner's. I don't know how long it's been here, but it's older than me, and I love that place. Love to get. You don't need 2 pancakes. All you need is 1 because it's bigger than the plate.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite breakfast place. Strike 1. Nice pitch. I was dead wrong about that wind keeping the ball in the park. I guess Coach Bowen's not going to like that when he hears that on the replay. It jinxed us.
Yeah. Strike 2 for foul.
Kate Manis at the plate. I don't know if that's Manus or Manis. We'll go with Kate Manis at the plate. She's our right fielder today for the Lady Tigers. No balls, 2 strikes. Ball hit to Sid Gaffney at short. She makes the backhand and just kind of a slow roller. Those are almost impossible to throw people out. I don't care how good you are. Just a really slow roller to short.
Yep.
So not an error, just a hard play to make. About the time she caught it, she was already touching first. You hear a gunshot every now and then today. I don't know if that's on the broadcast or not, but we have multiple schools for track and field at Gates Stadium today. So it's track and field and the starter's gun, but it's going off on a regular basis. It almost went off perfectly timed on the bombs bursting in air on the national anthem. A bunt down the first baseline, and that's a safe. So runners advance to second, and that's a perfect bunt down the first baseline for Kate Manis, which brings to the plate the third baseman, Taylor Crisp.
Got runners on 1 and 2.
Might be wrong about the batter. This is correction. This is number 6, the left fielder batting, Ireland Malone. Ireland Malone is up to the plate. Got off there on the batting order. Get a force at third or just kind of a force at second or first here. Nice pitch. You can live there all day. It's got to be frustrating to be a pitcher and just pitch and pitch and pitch and not get that ground ball that you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in the first inning. Way off the plate. Is that the idea there, just to make them swing? Because it's not even close where she's setting up, but she's still in the catcher's box.
It was beautiful change up off the outside corner.
It worked that time.
For
That
a
she set up
strikeout.
outside and got the change up like you said.
Mm-hmm. And we got 2 outs.
All right, that's what we've been looking for, that second out. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Brings us to the bottom of the Bentonville Lady Tigers lineup. This is their second baseman, Bella Mears. Bella squares the bunt, foul. Holt and Earl are charging on the corners on the bunt, hoping not to. They already had 1 bunt this inning, so they're hoping to prevent that from happening again. Here comes the pitch. Squares the bunt and pulls it back for a ball. So I know that you could bunt and you can also slap hit in softball. What's the chances she slap hits here with 2 outs? Pretty good chance.
Yep.
Nobody at first. Tegan's charging to get the bunt, and that's the point of the, pull the bunt back and do the slap hit, and it worked.
Yep.
Kind of teased our corners in, and it worked. Nobody was at first for Earl to make the throw, but I don't really see that as an error. I just that's the whole point of the play, is to pull them in.
Mm-hmm.
Bases loaded, and Bentonville's back to the top of their order. So Bentonville's batted or hit around this inning all the way back to the top of the order with their leadoff batter, Kylie Wyman, the shortstop, at the plate. Heritage looking for a ground ball here to get the force out of any bag.
The count is 1-1.
What's the longest softball game you've ever played? Have you ever played 3 or 4 hours or a 16-inning game?
I have played an 18-inning game.
18 innings. That sounds miserable.
Yep.
In the heat or in the cold?
In the heat.
Wow, that looks good.
It's a beautiful changeup.
Beautiful pitch. Just barely missed. So I know a baseball bat costs about $400 or $500 now. What's a softball bat cost?
Anywhere from like 450 to 750 ish.
A lot of money.
Yep.
Ball 4 just missed. Bases loaded and 1 run scores on the walk. That brings the score to 5-0. We're still waiting for Heritage to get that third out so they can come up to the plate and get some runs.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go to the mound here for a trip to the mound. So we're going to have a trip to the mound here, and we're going to take a timeout. We're going to take a timeout for War Eagle Sports Network and our host.
At Arvest Bank, we believe financial confidence should be within reach for everyone. Whether you're just getting
Lady War Eagles have a trip to the mound. Whole infield comes in, and here comes the pitch from Strickland. And the ball falls in between the third baseman and the catcher. Foul ball. Giannici at the plate, the center fielder for the Lady Tigers. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Pitch is high. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Ball's hit to shallow right field. Libby Casteau tries to make the grab, but it goes foul. Wind blew that one foul. We've still got bases loaded with 2 outs. We'd like to thank you for joining us today on War Eagle Sports Network. I'm here with Taylor Elkins, sophomore, and a member of the War Eagle Sports Network. We're here today with the Heritage Lady War Eagles. Here comes the pitch. Foul ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Something's got to happen. We get a hitter and out, but something's going to happen right here. Hopefully not a walk. We don't need a walk.
Yep.
Strickland delivers.
Foul ball.
There's not a lot of foul territory on this field. This is a pitcher's field.
Yep.
I mean, it goes up. It's going foul almost every time. But this is this is my opinion, is the most beautiful ballpark for high school softball in Arkansas. I've never seen a better complex from the facilities. And that's a high fly ball to the infield. Casteau makes the pitch. Go ahead. And we'll be back. We're going to hear a word from our sponsors. And this is War Eagle Sports Network. Yeah, just go for it. Like if you start saying something.
started. Planning for your future. Or starting a new chapter. We're here to help you plan and reach your goals every step of the way. Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares. Arvest Bank. We believe.
The roof is a home's main defense against the elements, so services like upkeep, repairs, and upgrades are vital. David's Roofing is the only roofing contractor in Northwest Arkansas that has the prestigious Select Shingle Master rating from Certainty. With David's Roofing, your roof is in good hands.
First Western has been here since 1910. We've earned our reputation not just by what we do, but by the way we do it. We call it the First Western way.
Come on in and see for yourself.
And we're back.
We're going to go through the starting lineup for the Heritage Lady War Eagles. Leading off, Libby Costeau playing second base. Pitching, Jocelyn Strickland. In the 3-hole, Carly Earl. Earl in the 3 spot. Sid Gaffney batting cleanup and playing shortstop today. Here comes the first pitch to Libby, and we'll get back to our lineup. Squares around a bunt, draws the infield in, and the pitch is low. Tegan Holt playing first base, batting 5th, having a great season hitting. Izzy Mayhew, designated player. Number 7 in the 7-hole. Number 29 in the 7-hole, Ellie Wild, right field. Your catcher in the 8th hole, Abby Shirley. Playing left field, batting 9th, Destiny Soriano. And playing center field today, number 6, Maddie Hughes. 2 balls, no strikes. Libby at the plate. I've been to several games this year as a fan. She's got a great bat.
She does.
Great defensive glove and great arm, great bat. I mean, she just in my opinion, a 5-tool player.
Tries to lay down a bunt, and it's foul.
And the speed. I mean, she's got it all.
Yeah.
If I was a college coach, I'd be looking at her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's also a member of War Eagle Sports Network. In other sports, I see her quite active with War Eagle Sports Network.
Mm-hmm.
2 balls, 1 strike to Libby. This pitcher is throwing straight gas. This is going to be hard to hit for any team in the conference. Good pitcher in softball is tough to beat.
Yep.
I mean, you got a good pitcher, you can ride that arm all the way through a tournament.
Yep. Libby's count is 3-1. Looking for some damage.
She's squaring a bunt, but that's a fake.
Yep.
Wow, that is straight heat.
Mm-hmm.
On the mound today for the Bentonville Lady Tigers, Darby Burnett. I don't know what year she is. We don't have the players' years on our lineup card, but she's looking good out there for the first batter. She's got quite the live arm. Ball hits her in the batter's box, so she'll remain there. Foul ball when the ball hits you in the batter's box. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. I'm here with Taylor Elkins, sophomore, and with the War Eagle Sports Network. Let's get that first hit here. What do you say?
Yeah.
Get on board. Kind of start to dig back into that 5-run deficit we got. Ball high. There's our
Yep.
first runner.
Mhm.
And like we said, she's got some speed, so she's
She does.
she's a player who can steal and make things happen. I mean, that's why you put her in the leadoff spot.
Mhm.
Jocelyn Strickland doing it on the mound today and about to do it at the plate for the Lady War Eagles. Strickland at the plate. Runner aboard. It's always good when you get that leadoff runner on. Gives your dugout some confidence.
Yep. Got power and speed. Back to back.
She is throwing it hard today. Is that the hardest you've ever seen, or have you seen harder than that?
I think that's the hardest I've ever seen.
Pretty hard.
Yeah.
Here comes the pitch. Right there on the corner.
Her count is 1-1.
You don't really have to crush it. You just got to put the ball in play. I mean, other team may make throwing error. You put the ball in play and things happen. But if you
Yep.
can't get it down, there it is. But foul.
Foul
If you
ball.
can't get it in play, I mean, you don't have a choice or a chance. But putting the ball in play is half the battle, especially when you got a good pitcher on the mound. The other team, any human being can make mistakes, fielding and throwing.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like they're playing regular depth. I don't think they're playing in. They're not looking for a bunt from Strickland.
Yeah, they're playing regular.
They got two strikes on the batter. We're here with War Eagle Sports Network with Bentonville Lady Tigers versus the home team, the Lady War Eagles. Ball high to the backstop. Casteau steals second, safe at second. That's what we like to see.
Mm-hmm.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. The sun's popping up for the first time I've seen it in the last 2 hours. It's been overcast at the ballpark, but the shortstop and other players are starting to shield their eyes with their gloves.
Yep.
Swing and a miss. That's the first out for Lady War Eagles. One down, which brings to the plate one of my favorite hitters, Carly Earl. She hit a monster home run to Gates Stadium earlier this season. Anytime she makes contact, it's just she swings through the ball. And
Yeah.
she's got a pretty swing.
Yep.
Another hitter that I think college coaches should be looking at. Is she already signed?
Yep. She is.
Oh, great. So I guess they don't need to look at her because she's already got a spot to play. Yeah, she's just in the 3 years I've been at Heritage, she's made huge increases as a player. You know, you talk about getting 1% better, and she's grown as a player, and I've just seen her grow as a hitter. But she's a leader out there for the team.
She is.
Big swing, foul. A lot of foul balls today for both teams. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. We still got Libby out there in scoring position on second base. Definitely don't want to get doubled off, do you?
Yeah.
What would Coach Bowen say if she got doubled off right here? We can't say that on the air, can we?
No.
I've seen it happen before, though. It happens sometimes. It's such a short infield that you can be out there and get picked.
Yeah.
Well, we've been talking about how great this pitcher is, and I'm not going to take anything away from her. She throws the gas, but she's had a couple this inning that have gone high on her, so we'll take a wild pitch every now and then. We're not against that. That would help us out.
Earl's count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Ball way out.
Probably no chance you steal here. You don't want to make that out at third when you're already in scoring position
Yeah.
and with a bat like Earl at the plate. Ball hit hard to right center field. That ball's going to the wall. Off the wall. Casto rounds third. She's coming in. That's the first run of the game for the War Eagles. That'll be a stand-up double for Carly Earl. What a great hit. We needed that. Timely hit. So have you seen her crush some in your time at Heritage?
Yes, sir.
It's amazing. She can really swing it. Coming up the bat, another leader on the team, senior shortstop, Sid Gaffney. She can hit as well. Squares around a bunt, pulls it back. Sid is not going to play college softball, but she has recently received a huge college scholarship, academic scholarship to attend Stanford. So we're really proud of her. Wild. Earl advances on the wild pitch. We got a runner on third in scoring position. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. What do you think we do here? We bunt or we swing away? What's your call?
I'm going to say swing away. Maybe.
Corners aren't really in, but they're in a little bit. They're not at regular depth. Third baseman's pinching, squeezing. Is that 2 strikes or is that 2 balls, 1 strike?
2 strikes, 1 ball. Oh, wait. 2 strikes. What the?
I thought we had
2 balls.
2 strikes there, but maybe that was the first strike.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
She does square to bunt, and Earl's hung out to dry in no man's land. Ball back to third, and Coach Bowen tells her to stay on third. Ball hits her in the back, throw from the catcher, but she was out there in pretty scary territory. I know my heart was beating fast.
Yeah.
You don't want to get picked at third when you're that close to another run. Score is 5-1, Lady Tigers. Bottom of the first, 1 out for the Lady War Eagles. Hard hit to shortstop. Earl breaks, throw to home, and she's thrown out at the plate. A great throw by the shortstop Wyman. I think I would have done the same thing there. You know, you break on the pitch and make them throw you out. It was a perfect throw, and it was well executed by both teams.
Yep. Now batting, we have Tegan Holt, senior first baseman.
Sid Gaffney at first. Runner aboard, 2 outs. Tegan is a great basketball player. I've enjoyed watching her play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
She can post somebody up. She can dribble, shoot, play low in the post. She's a great athlete in softball, two-sport athlete, softball and basketball for the War Eagles.
Yep. She committed for basketball.
I did not know that.
And I
So,
believe she's trying to get a spot for softball there too.
so 3 or 4 athletes we've talked about today out of the 9 starting lineup, 3 or 4 that we're aware of that already have college scholarships. That's impressive.
Mm-hmm. On deck we have Izzy Mayhew Jr.
Foul ball. Looked like she missed it, but umpire called foul. I thought we could get a stolen base there. Is Tegan about 5'10", 6 foot?
I think she's, somewhere around there.
Pretty tall basketball player. I know she's tall compared to other people in the conference.
Mm-hmm.
Runner breaks.
Runner.
Throws high to second. The throw's in center field. Errant throw by the catcher. Sid Gaffney with the steal. Got another runner in scoring position. Let's see if we can drive that run in. We weren't able to make it 5-2 there on that last one. We were gunned down at the plate. So tough play, but like I said, I think that was a great call. You got to just run on the pitch. Sometimes you got to roll the dice.
Yep. I would say Bentonville is definitely a visor team.
Yeah?
Yep.
So what's the pros and cons of a visor team versus a non-visor team?
I would say pros is to block the sun, and then the cons is like you don't have anything to protect your face.
Yeah, I'm all about the face protection like the first baseman's wearing and the pitcher. Swing and a miss for Holt. That's strike 3. Ends the inning. At the end of 1, 5 runs for Bentonville Lady Tigers, 1 run for the Lady War Eagles. This is War Eagle Sports Network, and we'll be back in a moment.
At Arvest Bank, we believe financial confidence should be within reach for everyone. Whether you're just getting started, planning for your future, or starting a new chapter, we're here to help you plan and reach your goals every step of the way. Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares.
And we're back. Strickland takes the mound for the Lady War Eagles. 5-1 going into the top of the second. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Pretty pitch. This is the designated player for Bentonville, May Wigner. The assistant coach calls time. Got some technical difficulties with the headgear where they, that's new. You used to send pitches in. It took all day for the catcher to look back for a second, third sign. Now, have you ever used that technology or you don't play that position?
I do not play that position.
Do you think it's been a speed up to the game or do you think it's the same as the old way?
I think it's a speed up because you can hear because you'll get, if they show you signs, then you'll get them mixed up.
I like it from watching high school and college sports. I think it definitely speeds up the game.
Yep. Got a strike on the corner.
Nice pitch, wasn't it? Center fielder looks like she's playing a little deeper than right and left. She looks like she's sitting out there waiting for a deep hit. Of course, you want to keep the ball in front of you, don't you? You don't want the leadoff batter to hit one to the wall over your head.
Yeah. Foul ball.
I don't remember what this hitter did last time, but she's got a nice swing. Very compact. You don't want to have long arm swing in softball or baseball, but I mean, softball, you got a long arm swing, and ball's going to be in the catcher's mitt.
Oh, yeah.
Tried to catch the inside part of the plate, just missed. Strickland's really working the inside and the outside corners today. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs for the leadoff hitter for Bentonville, and that's strike 3. First strikeout of the game for Jocelyn Strickland.
1 out for the War Eagles.
Coming up to bat, your catcher for the Lady Tigers, Aubrey Island. Lady War Eagles went on a spring break trip. They played 3 or 4 games on their trip.
Yep, they picked up a couple big wins.
And played some teams from other states.
Mhm.
That's great. Great for the confidence. Great team bonding. Were you part of that, or was that just the varsity team?
That was just varsity.
So you'll get to do that next year.
Mhm.
Island steps into the plate. Here comes the pitch from Strickland. Jams her inside, ball.
The count is 3-0.
Yeah, 3-0. Need to get a strike here. So is the typical philosophy here to take a pitch, or does it depend on the coach?
You should always take a pitch for 3-0.
Pretty safe bet.
Yeah.
Coaches usually get mad at you if you swing.
Only
That's
if you
usually
get the,
like the best pitch of the whole game, isn't it? They throw it right down the middle on 3-0, like
Yeah.
the best pitch, and that's the one coach tells you to take.
unless you get the green light.
Yeah, if you don't have the green light, you'll be on the bench, won't you?
Yeah.
3 balls, 2 strikes. The count's full. Here comes the pitch. Ball hit well to center field. She's tracking it.
Maddie Hughes makes the play for out number 2.
Nice play by Maddie Hughes. A lot of juniors and seniors. Would you say it's predominantly seniors here playing in the starting 9 tonight?
Yes, sir.
So a senior-heavy team, and that's always a good thing. A lot of leadership, a lot of experience. They know each other. Sometimes when you've got younger teams, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just different having a team full of 10th and 11th graders versus having a senior-led team. And I'm sure they provide a lot of leadership. Coach Bowen's big on the topic of leadership. That looked like a good pitch.
That was a beautiful changeup. Yep.
I don't know if it's high or what, but that looked like a good pitch. At the plate, Lana Carlton, the first baseman, swing and foul ball. 5-1's not too bad. You know, you get out of this inning here and you can keep chipping away, but you can't give up 5 runs every inning.
Yep.
Grand Slam really did the damage for Bentonville in the first inning. You know, they had bases loaded. I don't know if we had 1 or 2 outs, but that one, right when I say the wind's blowing in, she smashes it to left field.
Yeah.
Another smash right there.
Full count right here.
You get nervous as a hitter with full count, or do you get more confident, like, hey, this is all or nothing, I got to do something?
I get more nervous as a batter, but as a pitcher, I get really confident.
Just missed, just barely on the inside corner. So, runner aboard, first base, and 2 outs. Looking a lot better so far than last inning, but things can explode in softball. You know, 2 or 3 hits in a row or 2 or 3 walks in a row, and next thing you know, bases are loaded. So, we need to prevent that right here.
Yep. Ball high.
First baseman's playing in. She's looking for the possible bunt. They have showed bunt, and both teams, you know, throughout the season have showed that they can, pretty much everybody in the lineup can bunt. But Tegan's cheating in, which kind of scares me because if she cheats in too far, she won't be able to make the play at first.
Yep.
That's the cat and mouse game that the coaches play against each other.
Mm-hmm.
2 outs, runner on first. Here comes the pitch. Hit to Carly Earl at third base. She makes the play first. That'll retire the inning. 3 outs. And the Lady War Eagles give up no runs that inning. The score is 5-1. Bentonville Lady Tigers in the lead. We'll go into the bottom of the second after a brief timeout.
Arvest Bank. We believe.
The roof is the home's main defense against the elements, so services like upkeep, repairs, and upgrades are vital. David's Roofing is the only roofing contractor in Northwest Arkansas that has the prestigious Select Shingle Master rating from Certainty. With David's Roofing, your roof is in good hands.
First Western has been here since 1910. We've earned our reputation not just by what we do, but by the way we do it. We call it the First Western way.
Come on in and see for yourself.
Welcome back. We're here at Heritage High School, and it's a battle between the Bentonville Lady Tigers and the Heritage Lady War Eagles. Bentonville took game 1 of the series yesterday, and this is the game 2. We're trying to get that game back from yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Who we got leading off?
Izzy Mayhew. She's a junior, number 8.
First pitch, strike. Does Coach Bowen have a signal for swing away, or does he just kind of give you thumbs up?
He puts his right hand by.
No, don't tell the signal. He'll kill us if you tell the signal.
Right.
So he has a signal.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't just say swing away out loud, because then the other team would know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you almost gave it away there, but I kind of set you up for it. He would have got mad at me.
Oh yeah.
So you said at one point in your career you've played with Izzy on travel ball?
Mm-hmm.
And was that a Arkansas team or a Northwest Arkansas team? She's out at first. She bunt up the middle, and pitcher throws her out at first. So where'd you guys play together, and what age?
16U for NWA Savage.
Savage. That sounds like an intimidating name. If I was in a tournament and saw I had the Savage coming up next, I'd be intimidated before you walked on the field.
Yeah.
So is that a team you still play for, or are you on a new team?
Well, it's the same team. It's just a different name.
What's the new name?
Savage Select 16U.
Oh, even more intimidating, the Savage Select.
Yeah.
We got 2 great pitchers today.
Ellie Wild's count is no balls, 2 strikes.
Burnett's shown us a lot on the mound, and Strickland always impresses us for the Lady War Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
That was a tough pitch there. Is that a rising fastball?
Yeah, that was a rise ball.
What's the strategy on that? In baseball, you can't throw it up. You only throw a slider down in the dirt. So what's the strategy for hitting a rising fastball? Things disappearing over your head.
Yeah.
So how do you hit that? Or are you supposed to lay off of a rising fastball?
I mean, I personally lay off of them, but
can you throw it for a strike? Or is it always a ball?
sometimes it's a strike. Sometimes, yeah.
2 outs for the Lady War Eagles. This is so far a pretty quick inning. Let's see if we can make something happen here and get some runners aboard. Is it easy kind of drift off out there as an infielder or outfielder if you've got a lot of foul balls and just not a lot of action? You haven't had a hit in 5 innings. Is it easy to kind of mentally wander, or do you just have to stay locked in?
Stay locked in.
Yeah, that's a good answer. I think it's easy to drift. I used to umpire high school and college baseball, and if you had a call, in 3 or 4 innings, it's easy. And then when you get the big call, it's like, oh shoot. And that's when people in the stands say, you only had 1 call all game, Blue. You blew it.
Yeah.
So not fun when you're umping third and you get 1 call in the 8th inning and you blow it. You said earlier in the broadcast you have played an 18-inning game.
Yep.
Surely you kind of mentally get in and out of in the heat in an 18-inning game. That's hard to focus. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That brings us to the end of 2. Going into the top of the 3rd inning, we'll get the Bentonville Lady Tiger lineup when we return. So going into the top of the 3rd, this is Stephen Weber and Taylor Elkins on the War Eagle Sports Network.
At Arvest Bank, we believe financial confidence should be within reach for everyone. Whether you're just getting started, planning for your future, or starting a new chapter, we're here to help you plan and reach your goals every step of the way. Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares. Arvest Bank, we believe.
The roof is a home.
And Strickland returns to the mound for the Lady War Eagles, and leading off for the Bentonville Lady Tigers, number 18, the 3rd baseman, Taylor Crisp. Crisp at the plate.
She calls times.
You get locked up there as a hitter. Is that the reason for calling? I mean, the inning just started. She just get locked up there and wants to get loose again. Doesn't want to be too tight when the pitch is coming in.
Yep.
Chris looks like an athlete. I mean, she just has good presence at the plate.
Yeah. She laid down a bunt last at bat.
We watched the Bentonville team take warm-ups, and I mean, warm-ups isn't everything, but they were fundamentally sound. It was hard to tell who was the first string and who was the second string at each position in the infield.
Yep.
She winds and fires, almost hits the batter, but thankfully misses. 2 balls, 1 strike. No outs for the leadoff hitter here in the top of the 3rd. That ball's hit hard to left field. Soriano's tracking it. She's at the wall, and she makes the catch in foul territory. Great job. She had to run a long ways to track that one down. Might have been the best play I've seen so far today. That was a nice play by the defense, by Soriano.
Yeah, Soriano is a really good athlete.
She's a great athlete, great human being, great student. She was recently recognized because she's going into the Air National Guard.
Yeah.
So we talked about 3 or 4 athletes here in the starting lineup out of 9 players going to college, and she's made a career choice to go into the Air National Guard. So just a great opportunity for her. And here on Military Appreciation Night, that's hit hard but foul. But on Military Appreciation Night, the War Eagles recognized her for her service to our country. I don't hear a lot of cheering and chanting back and forth. Are these just 2 teams that their coaches don't let them do that? You go to travel ball in the summertime, it's all you can hear is a bunch of chanting between the dugouts. Holt makes the out. That'll be 2 outs for the Lady War Eagles, but you don't hear a lot of singing and cheering today. Is that
No.
is that not a high school thing, or is that kind of these two coaches prefer that they don't do it?
I think it's just these two coaches.
So
that
you've
prefer
heard
it.
other teams in the conference do it.
Yeah, because I know Harbor and Springdale do it a lot.
Squares the bunt, pulls it back for ball one. That's where I went to school. I graduated from Springdale High School.
Mm-hmm. Squares are
She's
out.
out. She's out of the batter's box, and it hits her in the helmet. That is an out. I don't know how they're called. She's out. The umpire's saying foul ball. He said she was in foul territory, so he's calling foul ball. But I sure, as soon as it's out of the box, I thought she was right on the line.
Yeah.
Coach Bowen's not saying anything, so you know it's the right call, or he'd be out of the dugout talking to the umpire. Squares the bunt. Is that a slap hit, or is that just a hit?
That is a slap hit.
Slap hit, and our right fielder makes the grab. Ellie Wild with the catch. That was a great play. So 2 great plays by our right fielder and left fielder to end that inning, and we're moving to the bottom of the third. This is War Eagle Sports Network. You have to sit up almost to see over the ledge.
Main defense against the elements. So services like upkeep, repairs, and upgrades are vital. David's Roofing is the only roofing contractor in Northwest Arkansas that has the prestigious Select Shingle Master rating from Certainty. With David's Roofing, your roof is in good hands.
First Western has been here since 1910. We've earned our reputation not just by what we do, but by the way we do it. We call it the First Western way.
Come on in and see for yourself.
Destiny Soriano is going to lead it off here for the Lady War Eagles in the bottom of the third. The score is 5-1. Lady Tigers with the lead. Let's chip away this inning. What do you say, Taylor?
Yep.
One runner at a time. Just get it on and just keep it moving like a merry-go-round. Ball one. This pitcher has been effective, but sometimes wild.
Mm-hmm.
We get some runners on and get a few wild pitches. We can move them around. Swing and a miss. Our head coach, Bowen, has started a new leadership course this year at Heritage High School, and it's been wildly successful. A lot of students signed up for it in year one, and the students before spring break hosted a leadership conference, and that conference was student-led, and we brought Lingle and Oakdale Middle School students over to the conference, and our own 9th through 12th graders in the leadership course provided lessons on leadership, leadership simulations, and also an opening and closing keynote. And the opening keynote was by our shortstop, Sid Gaffney.
Mm-hmm.
Just great seeing Heritage students investing in future War Eagles. What's the count?
2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs for Destiny Soriano. Let's get a hold of one right here. She's wearing those $100 Bolt batting gloves, isn't she?
Oh, yeah.
Those aren't cheap. They say that you can't feel the sting as much. That's why baseball and softball players love those so much. Is that true, or is that just marketing?
I feel like they rip really easily. Count is 3-2.
They better not rip really easily for $100 a pair.
Yeah.
Moms and dads won't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Libby Costeau up to bat, our second baseman. Coach Bowen's not afraid to call the bunt sign with her. She's got some wheels.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes the pitch. Chopper to third. It's bobbled, picked up by the third baseman, and safe at first. If you bobble it, it's going to be hard to get Cousteau out.
Oh, yeah.
Here comes our pitcher, Jocelyn Strickland. Pitcher asks for a new ball. That's what's so funny about umpires. They just stick it back in the bag. Next time you ask for a ball, they're going to throw it back out. I mean, if he really wanted to get rid of it, he would have thrown it to the dugout.
Yeah. Outside pitch for ball 1.
I'm on the broadcast today. It's an honor to be on with Taylor Elkins, sophomore. What's your favorite part of War Eagle Sports Network?
Making new friendships and learning new things.
Ball hit hard.
Yes.
Ball hit through the infield, hard to center field, right up the middle. That advances Cousteau to second. Runners at first and second, which brings up Carly Earl. And we've talked about earlier in the game how she can smash. Wouldn't this be a great time to score 3?
Mm-hmm.
I'd take 2 if she keeps it in the ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Bentonville has a scouting report. I'm sure they're well aware of her hitting.
Yeah.
She's not new to the conference. What's a skill that you've picked up being part of War Eagle Sports Network?
Probably. Probably my communication skills.
Oh, we definitely get practice, both of us, doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And what other, we've got photographers, we've got videographers, we've got people we've got our quarterback here today beside us running the whole show. So what other spots have you worked?
I've worked first base camera for baseball twice.
Is that a class that you take during the daytime to learn those skills?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think that's in the second year. First year, we didn't have very much equipment.
Yeah.
And Coach Davenport wrote a bunch of grants and got some money, and we've got better equipment now, which makes it easier to run the broadcast. And some days we run it on 3 different fields.
Mm-hmm.
Runners on first and second. 2 balls, no strikes. Ball outside off the plate. 3 balls, no strikes. You think they're trying to pitch around Earl?
I believe so.
Might be a good strategy. If I was the other coach, I might do that. Does that kind of tick you off when you're the on-deck batter and you know that they're pitching to get to you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you want to make them pay for it when you get up to the plate, when you know that they thought, well, we'll just pitch so we can get to her. Infield at regular depth, and that ball's not down the middle, but it got a lot of the white on the corner, outside corner. Think she has a green light here, 3 balls, 1 strike.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't think you'd take to go 3-2. That'd be kind of silly.
Yeah.
Hard hit up the middle. Could be a double play, but it's bobbled by the shortstop. Bases loaded, Lady War Eagles. Good things happen when you put the ball in play. Brings to the plate our shortstop, number 22, Sid Gaffney. Oh, they're going to take a trip to the mound. I got something to talk about there. They don't have anybody up in the bullpen, so they're not making a pitching change, but maybe talk a little strategy like home to first or go with, corners in. A lot of things you can do here.
Yeah.
What would you do if you were a head softball coach with bases loaded? How would you defend against this?
I would play everyone in and shoot 4.
Probably a good strategy. Everybody in. You got the 5-1 lead, so everyone in. You don't have to have a double play, but you shoot down that run and you go to 2 outs. So we'll see what they do, but that's a great strategy.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been a double play to end the inning, and instead we got an error by the shortstop on the hard hit ball by Earl, and bases loaded. Coming up to bat, Sid Gaffney.
On deck, senior Tegan Holt.
The 2 hitters in a row that can crush it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we need right here. Off the plate, the Bentonville parents thought it was a good pitch. When it's your team and your pitcher, you always think it's a good pitch. Even us as announcers sometimes are a little biased.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, it's quiet at the ballpark. Parents and fans on both sides are just waiting to see what happens here. You can feel the tension, you can feel the excitement, but everybody's just quiet. It was louder a little bit earlier, but right now it's just quiet. The only thing you can hear is the gunshot over at the track and field with the starter's gun.
Yeah.
Here comes the pitch. Bases loaded. Ball down the middle. Called strike. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out to Gaffney.
Bases loaded.
We were talking about it earlier. I absolutely love this uniform color scheme that we got going today. More orange than navy, but I love it.
Yeah.
Great uniform. Ball hit through the infield. Gaffney finds a hole with the third baseman playing in. So they didn't go infield in. They went corners in, and Gaffney still found the hole.
Mhm.
That's an RBI for Sid Gaffney.
Now batting Tegan Holt, senior, number 7.
Hard pitch down the middle, and she was ready for the fastball. She was locked in on fastball, just missed.
Mm-hmm.
5-2. It's getting a little bit more exciting than 5-0.
Yeah. We got Gaffney
That
at
was
1.
a good pitch right there. I don't know if that was a ball or a strike, but that was close.
Yeah.
We'll take ball.
Gaffney at first base, Earl at second base, and Strickland at third base.
Sometimes you see a courtesy runner for the pitcher or the catcher, but he's got faith in his senior pitcher to be a base runner.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just need that break in between innings, especially catcher.
Yep.
2 balls, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. Inside, ball hit to second. She pivots, makes the play. Out at second for the lead runner at second. Force out, save at first. We got runners at the corners. The score is now 5-3. Lady War Eagles cut the lead.
Now batting number 8, Izzy Mayhew.
Lady War Eagles having a great third inning. Second baseman made a great play, great athletic play at second. She was really deep, kind of moving. I almost thought she'd go to first on the play because the ball took her that way, but she made the pivot and made a great play at second. And
Yeah.
just where she fielded the ball, that's almost impossible to turn to on that type of play. But wow, what an athletic play.
Mm-hmm.
Ball outside. Got runners at the corners, 2 outs. You bunt here or you just swing away?
I say swing away.
You drive them in.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's really made errors this thing. There was a bobble at shortstop, I believe, but the ball hit between third and short. The third baseman was playing in, so she didn't make a bad play or miss the ball. Gaffney just found a hole.
Mm-hmm.
1 ball, 2 strike, runners on the corners. And a high pitch. And she swings and misses. What an exciting inning for the bottom of the third for Heritage Lady War Eagles. They chip away, and the score is now 5-3. We'll be back with the War Eagles Sports Network.
Our Best Bank. We believe financial confidence should be within reach for everyone. Whether you're just getting started, planning for your future, or starting a new chapter, we're here to help you plan and reach your goals every step of the way. Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares. Our Best Bank. We believe.
The roof is the home's main defense against the elements, so services
Coach
like
Bowen's
upkeep,
made some
roof-
defensive changes in the lineup. Moving from first base to right field is Tegan Holt. Moving to third base from right field is Ellie Wild. And moving from pitcher to first base is Jocelyn Strickland. Now on the mound for Heritage Lady War Eagles, Carly Earl. So no new players in the lineup, just forced defensive changes.
Mm-hmm.
Leading off the top of the fourth for the Bentonville Lady Tigers, Kylie Wyman, the shortstop. Foul ball. So apparently, with all those changes, we're pretty defensive versatile. I mean, it's hard to just switch like that. People went from right field to third and pitcher to first, but apparently they're used to playing
Yeah.
multiple positions.
Yeah.
One
Two
ball,
strikes
two
on her?
strikes. Yeah, 2 strikes on the hitter. So Earl's coming in firing to her first batter. See if she can get that first K. It's one of those sucker pitches. Try to make them go for it. That was way off the plate.
Yeah.
As hard as she's throwing, we know that's intentional. That's right where the catcher wanted it.
Count is 2-2 now.
I thought that was strike 3 right there. She just caught that as it was clipping the backside of the plate. She late swing.
Yeah.
Ball high, 3 balls, 2 strikes. We don't want to get that lead off bat, or never want to get that first one on. We're going to get that first one out.
Mm-hmm.
Got the sunglasses pulled out for some of the players in the infield. The sun's that time of day. It's getting hard to see. Just missed high. Ball 4. Earl walks the first batter she faces. Coming up to the plate, the center fielder, number 25, Marissa Giannishi. Runner on first, no outs for the Lady War Eagles. So you're talking earlier in the game, some players prefer to wear a visor. And, I mean, do players wear a visor and sunglasses, or is it kind of an either or?
It's either or. Some of them wear visors with the sunglasses on top, and then some of them have both on.
You see a lot of college players wear visors, or is that more of a high school thing?
I feel like it's more of a high school thing, and definitely a travel team.
Who do you think's the best player, best team in college softball?
OSU or Texas.
Oklahoma is by far, almost every year, the national champ. They've got more home runs than anybody in any team right. They got more home runs right now than some teams have.
Yeah.
They're unbelievable, and they always seem to get these power hitter home run ladies. We got 3 balls, 1 strike, no outs. I've never heard anybody say OSU to that question. I think Oklahoma players and alumni would take offense to your answer.
That's one of my favorite teams.
Yeah.
That's what I'm wanting to.
OSU Cowboys. That's where Marley's going. She's part of War Eagle Sports Network.
Mm-hmm. That's where I'm wanting to go. Either that or Texas.
2 good choices. Ball hit high to right field. And Holt's there to
Makes the
make the
grab.
catch. It's her first play out in right field. She's been playing first base earlier in the game. So, yeah, she made the grab. You're right. I see them talking to each other when they're walking back to the dugout. When you're talking to the on-deck batter or the batter walking up to the plate, what are you telling them?
You're telling them the pitches you saw.
Scouting report. Possible pick, throw behind at first there. Strickland was there for it, but we didn't make the play. It was just she was there in case we needed to, so might do that. Might try to throw behind the runner at first here this inning. 5-3. Lady War Eagles are trailing by 2, but great come from behind when it was 5-0 to start the top of the first.
Yeah.
So they have chipped away and come back and shown some resilience this game. Earl fires and delivers.
She's got 2 strikes on her now.
A lot more fun pitching ahead than it is pitching behind with like no balls, 3 strikes. That's no fun to pitch that way.
Yeah.
Here comes the pitch. Ball hit at the umpire. He narrowly dodges it. It gets through. If the ball hits the umpire, it's a dead ball, but it gets through the infield. He made a great escape.
Yeah.
Moves the runner to second. Runners on first and second. 1 out for the Lady Tigers. Coach for the Lady Tigers is making a pinch runner here. That'll be number 3. Emery Boyle at first for the Lady Tigers as the pinch runner. We'll see if she just a runner or if she comes in as defense in the bottom of the inning. So runners on first and second. 1 out.
3 is hot.
Foul ball. Top of the 4th inning here on War Eagle Sports Network. Runners on first and second. 1 out. Pitch called ball. Ball hit well to right field. Holt tracking it down.
Makes the
Runner
grab.
tags at second, and she'll be safe at third. Runner holds at first. So runners on the corners. That'll be 2 outs for the Lady War Eagles.
Now batting number 16, first baseman Lana Carlton.
Two outs. Try to keep that runner at third, prevent them from scoring another run, keep the score at 5-3 going into our half. We'll see what we can do. This is a great team here. A lot of good leaders, both in the classroom and outside. One thing people may not know is a great team GPA. Year in, year out, Heritage Lady War Eagles softball has a great GPA. So you see them taking a lot of advanced classes. She gets turned around in center. The ball's hit off the wall in the air. 1 run scores. Runner from first scores. 2 runs in. And that's a double for Giannici. Or for Carlton, a double for Carlton.
Now batting Kate Manis, number 29, right field.
Crushing hit to 210 feet in center field, right off the wall.
Yeah, the wind definitely took it.
As we were saying earlier, before the crushing hit to the center field wall, the Lady War Eagles just have a lot of great student athletes, just several students taking advanced classes, students with good GPA all the way around, and a great team GPA. And, you know, we really haven't calculated what that team GPA is for this year. The year's not over yet, but, you know, I've just watched these students from 9th grade to 12th grade grow up and mature, and you know, they're leaders on the field and they're leaders in the classroom. So this is just a great team this year.
Mm-hmm.
Now batting the third baseman, Taylor Crisp. First pitch called strike down the middle.
We got 2 outs for the Roy Eagles.
Had a 5-0 deficit. You know, if we can keep it at 7-3, it's only 4 we got to make up. We were down 5 in the top of the first, and it was looking bad.
Mm-hmm.
So you said you don't play on very many fields with dirt anymore. Almost everywhere you play, even in the summertime, is turf.
Yeah.
And is that harder to play on dirt since you don't see it anymore?
Not really.
Ball hit to center field. Matty Hughes is there to make the grab.
I definitely like playing on dirt more than turf.
Yeah?
Just because it's fun getting dirty.
Well, that'll be 3 outs to end the inning. The Bentonville Lady Tigers do score 2 in the top half of the inning. We're going to the bottom of the 4th. We're going to have a word from our sponsors, and we'll be back on the War Eagle Sports Network.
Repairs and upgrades are vital. David's Roofing is the only roofing contractor in Northwest Arkansas that has the prestigious Select Shingle Master rating from Certainty. With David's Roofing, your roof is in good hands.
First Western has been here since 1910. We've earned our reputation not just by what we do, but by the way we do it. We call it the First Western way.
Come on in and see for yourself.
And we're back. Now batting number 29, Ellie Wild.
Ball hit to second, fielded cleanly and out at first for the first out. Bentonville Lady Tigers have 7 hits today, and the Lady War Eagles have 4 hits. Out of those 7 hits, 1 was a double off the wall for Bentonville, and 1 was a grand slam. So they've scored 6 of their runs off those 2 hits.
Yeah. Now batting number 18, Abby Shirley.
I know Coach Bowen is known for his early morning workouts. What's the earliest he's ever had the team out here?
He's kept it consistent at 6 o'clock.
That is before I get out of bed. That's way too early. But this team is committed, and it's year round, isn't it? I mean, you're other than dead week, you're constantly practicing and preparing for the season. And there's some cold mornings, I bet.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier about what a beautiful place this is. What's it feel like a player to walk into a ballpark and know you're playing in one of the nicest facilities in the state of Arkansas? What's that feel like as a player, just having this kind of place to play?
A really, really good, what's the word? Not advantage, but like,
Just it is kind of a home field advantage because
Yeah.
you get to practice here, play here. But there's certainly there are young people all over the state that I'm sure would love to play
Yeah.
this and practice here every day. Our community is vested in our academics, in our schools, and in our sports. And at Heritage, we have the Heritage Booster Club, and they don't just support sports, they also support academics and the arts. So our Booster Club is for all academics and sports. And so the Booster Club is invested, the Board of Education and Superintendent have invested, and we have several community sponsors, such as those who are sponsored during our commercial breaks. But this is just a great community that supports its public schools. And Rogers Heritage High School is a great school for students.
Yeah.
Strike out there, so that'll bring us to the plate. Destiny Soriano, the left fielder. You know, a lot of our students, you're a student athlete, but are you involved in any of our student clubs?
I'm involved in Fans and Friends.
Yeah, and tell us a little bit more about Fans and Friends for people who don't know.
It's a really great club. And like, the more you talk about that club, the more people that come to join the club.
I know
They-
sometimes you come out to the games
Yeah.
with other students, with your
Mhm.
peers. And what else? What other activities do you do with Fans and Friends?
We go on field trips. One of our field trips went to the Fayetteville Mall to see Santa.
And students, I believe, who have special needs or in special education
Mhm.
classes are part of Fans and Friends. So it's kind of a buddy
Yeah.
project where
Yeah.
where students have peer-to-peer interaction, social skills, communication skills, and also just everybody has a friend. So you went to the Northwest Arkansas Mall
Mhm.
and you go to basketball and volleyball games and cheer for, and I've seen a few students and Fans and Friends out here in the stands today.
Mhm.
We have a few regular fans that come to the game out of that club, but that's a unique club that you're in here and something that you're able to interact with your peers. So that's a really good plug for Fans and Friends. And we have over 60 clubs. So there's a lot of ways to be involved at Heritage High School.
Mhm.
Carly Earl returns to the mound for the second time. Second inning, she's been on the mound. Our starting pitcher, Jocelyn Strickland, has moved to first. So this is the second inning where they've moved positions. And so Earl will lead us off with the first pitch. Ball in the dirt. What's it like playing here when the sun starts to set? Because to me as a fan, it looks like it gets tough at certain positions.
Yeah, definitely the left side of the field. You really need them sunglasses.
I bet. Well, it's right in your eyes on the left side of the field.
Mhm.
Coach Bowen doesn't want to hear the sun got in my eyes. He wants the out.
Yeah.
Inside, gets her swinging. 2 balls, 1 strike. Earl's looking good on the mound today. Ball hit
High
high.
fly ball.
Strickland's under it in foul territory by the Heritage dugout. She makes the catch. I don't know how long Coach Bowen's been teaching and coaching, but it's about 30 years. And he's told me that he's coached in Oklahoma and Arkansas.
Yeah.
And he's been a baseball and a softball coach. And so he spent his career investing in our youth and investing in youth in Oklahoma. And he has a passion for the game of softball, but he really has a passion for seeing people grow and develop and mature into high school graduates. I mean, you can see the passion when he talks about his former players. And I know that listening to him talk, he goes to a lot of their games. Our students who are playing college softball and students who play in the summertime, he goes and watches a lot of those games. And so he doesn't lose connection with his players when they graduate. Earl fires it to first like she's a third baseman, and she is a third baseman. But as a pitcher, she threw that one out and just took care of the out herself.
Mm-hmm.
Still, the score is still 7-3, Lady Tigers. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th.
Top of the lineup, Kylie Wyman, number 7.
Can we zoom out the first base? Please. Thank you.
Is a face mask required in high school for pitchers, or is it optional?
I think it's more required than optional because
You've
you're
seen
like
some
right
people
there.
not wear it.
Yeah.
Oh, it is required. Seems like it should be. I know even in some adult league softball tournaments now, they don't just have a mask. They actually put an L screen up there to protect the old people who don't have the reaction time of a high school player.
Yeah.
The head coach for Bentonville had a plate conference there and wanted to discuss something with the plate umpire. We don't really know what was discussed, but something was discussed there because he didn't make a change with his hitter. So maybe he thought Earl was leaving the plate too early. I really don't know what the conversation was, but nevertheless, 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs for the Lady War Eagles. Foul tip for strike 2. We got 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Y'all do something with your hat, or is there something you do on 2s? No team does that.
No.
That's kind
I
of.
always think that's a funny number, though.
I think it's kind of a baseball thing. They tap their hat with 2 fingers on 2s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here comes the pitch. Fouls it off. Looked like strike 3. You were talking about Strickland's changeup. You mentioned several times how good it looked today, and Earl's kind of relying on the heat.
Mm-hmm.
So both of them have their own pitch that they're relying on in today's game, and Strickland had that changeup working.
Yeah.
Strike 3 for Carly Earl to end the inning. Let's go. Bottom of the inning coming back, 7-3. Lady War Eagles coming to bat in the bottom of the 5th. We'll take a timeout for your War Eagles Sports Network.
At Our Best Bank, we believe financial confidence should be within reach for everyone. Whether you're just getting started, planning for your future, or starting a new chapter, we're here to help you plan and reach your
To
goals.
lead off the
every step
inning
of
for the
way.
Heritage Lady War Eagles, we have our second baseman, Libby Casto. And batting in second and third this inning, Strickland and Earl. See if we can do some damage and cut that lead, Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Libby squares the bunt. We'll see if she lays one down. She's showing it early, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a fake bunt. Trying to draw the corners in. I mean, is that slap hit something you learn at 10 years old, or is that more of a high school thing you learn how to do?
I would say like 12-ish, kind of.
So it's not something you do when you're young.
Yeah.
Looks like it takes a little bit of coordination.
Yeah, I'm in the process of slapping, of learning to slap.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever been to any softball camps?
I have.
What's your favorite one? Favorite memory?
Getting to meet the Arkansas.
You went to the Lady Razorback or the Arkansas Razorback softball team camp?
Mhm.
That's impressive. I bet that was a blast. I love their
was,
coach, Courtney Deifel.
Yeah.
She's taken the program from basically the ashes and rebuilt it, and they're a national powerhouse now. I don't know what they're ranked this year, but they're fun to watch.
Yeah.
This looks fast here watching high school softball. That looks like fast forward watching the Razorbacks play. You can sit in the outfield, take your own lawn chair, and it looks so fast.
Mhm.
Hard swing and a miss by Strickland. Some pitchers are pitchers only, but Strickland and Earl are pitchers and hitters.
Yeah.
So what'd you learn? What was something they taught you at the Razorback softball camp?
I mean, just different ways to hold like pitches, like different pitches.
Okay. So you pitch a little too?
Mhm.
I thought you were shortstop only.
I'm more I'm kind of utility.
Okay.
I'm more a defensive player than pitcher.
Okay.
But yeah.
Boy, jammed her in. Sometimes when it's at your head, do you just swing out of self-defense?
Yeah.
I think you do sometimes. It's something in your brain says, I got to guard my face. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Strickland at the plate for the Lady War Eagles. She lays off high and outside. Count goes to full. Big crowd tonight. It wasn't that big when we started the game, but now the stands have really filled up.
Yeah.
Bentonville and Heritage is always a good crowd. Parents support their players, but this is a big crowd for high school softball here in a most beautiful ballpark in Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
Strickland aboard at first. We like to see runners aboard. That brings up the number 3 hitter and our new pitcher, Carly Earl. First pitch strike to Earl. That's some gas right there.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of people in the conference that could touch that, and Earl has a quick swing, so
Mm-hmm.
that was a swing and a miss on a heater. Let's see if we connect on a pitch coming in that fast. It'll go. Outfielders are all playing deep on Earl. Strickland at first, waiting to advance on a hit. Ball to the backstop. That's probably the second or third time we've seen that pitch this game, but ball high into the backstop, and Strickland advances to second. Now we have a runner in scoring position to cut that lead. Lady Tigers 7, Lady War Eagles 3. Darby Burnett on the mound for the Lady Tigers, facing the other pitcher, Carly Earl.
Good take by Earl.
Does Burnett throw a lot of off speed, or is she straight gas?
I think she's just straight gas.
We haven't seen a lot of other pitches, but we don't have one of those technology up here like the Razorbacks that tells you the pitch as soon as it hits the glove.
Yeah.
Strike 3 swinging. Strands the runner at second. Runner still at second. Brings to the plate the shortstop, Sid Gaffney.
We got 2 outs.
So you said earlier in the broadcast you like Oklahoma State. Have you been there to visit the campus?
I have not.
And are you a part of RHA?
Mm-mm.
Because and I think you get in that your junior year maybe.
Yeah.
So they went there about a year or two ago, and several of our students loved the campus. Ashley Flesher's a former War Eagle, and she's at Oklahoma State now, and Marley Brown, a current student's going there. And Sid Gaffney almost gets that one through the infield. Second baseman makes a great play, and that ball almost got through to score Strickland. So the score remains Bentonville 7, Heritage 3. We'll take a TV timeout.
Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares. Arvest Bank. We believe.
The roof is the home's main defense against the elements, so services like upkeep, repairs, and upgrades are vital. David's Roofing is the only roofing contractor in Northwest Arkansas that has the prestigious Select Shingle Master rating from Certainty. With David's Roofing, your roof is in good hands.
First Western has been here since 1910. We've earned our reputation not just by what we do, but by the way we do it. We call it the First Western way.
Come on in and see for yourself.
Stranded last inning out there on the bases at second. So here we go. Try to get 3 up, 3 down here to start the inning. Leading it off for Bentonville will be number 25. The center fielder, Marissa Gianeschi. Does your team have the cards? You know, you see people pull cards out of their pocket and look at a play or look at different things. Does your team have cards they carry?
We do for Savage, yes.
And what's on a card, or can you not say that?
It's just like what he wants us to do.
What depth to play?
Yeah, and then for batting and pitching.
Does the card ever get so sweaty in the summertime that you can't read it?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it laminated?
Like, the card is laminated, and then we have like arm sleeves, but
Okay.
it'll like fog up.
Arm sleeve seems like it would make more sense. Now he is talking to the pitcher, and you recall in the last inning, the head coach had said something. Coach Bowen's asking for a clarification.
Mm-hmm.
He asked, "Can I talk to my pitcher?" And he says, "If you do, it's going to be a trip to the mound." And now he's upset because the other team's coach is kind of, telling the umpire what to call. He wants to calm down Earl. That's her motion that she works on. He wants to talk to her and just make sure she doesn't get overstressed about it. But Coach Bowen's a little bit frustrated. The other coach called something out. We don't really know what the call is.
Yeah.
So he's on the mound talking to Earl, and he's not real happy at the moment. He doesn't want his pitcher's motion being thrown off, or her over focusing on something, and that's sometimes what an opposing coach wants to do. It's that cat and mouse game.
Yep.
3 balls, no strikes. We really don't know what that's all about, but it has something to do with the pitcher. Could it be that she's leaving the rubber too early, or is that even a thing?
Yeah, because you have to have your foot on the rubber
So that's
before.
possibly what could have been discussed.
Yeah.
Ball hit to right center field to the gap. Holt's there to field it cleanly. Runner aboard at first base for Bentonville. The score is Bentonville 7, Heritage 3. And there's another discussion with the pitcher. We don't know. Looks like possibly Coach Bowen points to right field to Holt. Is Holt a pitcher?
No.
I don't know what's going on though. Maybe Strickland's coming back to pitch, and they're making a switch there where Holt's going back to first. That's a possibility because that seems to be our 2 pitchers.
Yep.
Ellie's going back to right field. We see that. Earl's returning to third base where she started the game. Holt's returning to first, and Strickland back on the mound. So we're back to our original starting 9 that we started with in the first inning. Unfortunately, that was a 5-0 inning. But whatever was discussed there, Coach Bowen didn't want to risk it anymore with Carly there pitching about maybe leaving too early. He's returning to his starting pitcher now on the mound, and you don't ever see this in baseball. In baseball, you don't see the starting pitcher pulled and then go back to pitch again. That just, if it does, it's extremely rare.
Yeah.
Normally, when you're pulled in baseball, you're pulled for the rest of the game, and you could go to defense, but this is not uncommon in softball to see a switch and then a switch back.
Mm-hmm.
Another big difference between baseball and softball. You can see 2 or 3 pitchers pitch the whole season. In baseball, you might need 5 pitchers to get through a game.
Yeah.
But Strickland's been pitching for a long time for this team. I love seeing Earl at pitcher and at third, but Earl's got that cannon arm at third. So I kind of like at this point in the game, 7-3, to see everybody switch back to their original spot. Holt made 2 great plays out there in the outfield, at least 2 great plays, so she did a great job in right field for us.
Yep.
Ball's fired in there and hit well, deep to left field wall.
Soriano tracking it and getting the grab.
Great play by Soriano. Like you discussed earlier, a lot of leaders on this team. Their body language, they're the way they act in school, the way they treat their teammates on the field. But this varsity team has a lot of leaders, not just one.
Yeah.
And it's not just Coach Bowen. He is the leader, but he expects, when the ball's out there on the field and things are going on, other people have to lead. There's only so much you can do from the dugout. At some point, the team has to step up and do their role, and this team is full of leaders that are just make us proud at Heritage.
Yeah.
Ball is crushed, but thankfully it's way foul. It hits the street. Almost hit a car. Thankfully, that ball was crushed to foul territory. Who we got at the plate? I can't see the number. We got 25 on first. 14 at the plate. 14 is the catcher, Aubrey Island. So Island at the plate for Bentonville. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. How about a double play right here up the middle?
Most definitely, yes.
So being a middle infielder, you like making backhanded plays? Is that like the ultimate feeling to make a backhanded catch?
Mm-hmm.
Ball high, 3 balls, 2 count, 2 strikes, full count on the batter. I'm here with Taylor Elkins, sophomore at War Eagle Sports Network. She's doing a great job today. It's your first day to be co-anchor, isn't it? So we're having fun together, and she's doing a great job.
A ball for Aubrey.
She was saying earlier in the broadcast how this class has taught her communication skills, and having a live audience, that can do it. I'm sure we've made some mistakes along the way today, but practice makes you better. And she's practicing communication skills, and communication is definitely a life skill. So, War Eagle Sports Network is just great. We've got photographers out here today all over the field. We've got students on video. We've got students in the booth with us, running the booth. Ball hit hard to center field. It might be out of here, and it is gone. 2-run homer for Bentonville Lady Tigers. She leave that one a little up in the zone. That was kind of in her sweet spot. Up in the zone, and she took that one deep. Not quite dead center, but more to center than left.
Yeah.
And that makes it 9-3. Bentonville Lady Tigers remain in the lead. Strickland faces the next batter. You just got to kind of erase it after that, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, you sit there and get ticked off about it. You can walk 3 people and you're in a bigger jam. So as a pitcher, you just forget about it and go next person up.
Yeah.
Here's a battle here between the pitcher and the hitter. Let's see who wins this battle.
Josh is up right now. 2
Yeah.
strikes and no balls.
Way to come back after giving up a home run. Throw 2 straight strikes.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Two for the senior.
Off the plate, she swings it. Just barely catches the end of the bat foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Be great to get that second out here and, then the third and get back up to plate, get up to bat. Number 16 takes it for a ball. This is the first baseman, Lana Carlton. Ball hit to Gaffney. 1 hopper to short. She fires to first. Not in time. Runner on first. 1 out. Score remains 9-3.
Let's get a double play right here, right?
Looks like we got a pinch runner coming out for Bentonville. Can you catch her number?
20.
Number 20, Emma Barnett, pinch running at first for the Lady Tigers. Strickland fires. Close. Now at bat, Kate Manus, the right fielder for Bentonville. Still got time to make that double play, Taylor. Is that the changeup?
That is the changeup.
That's her pitch right there. They're sitting on fastball, but that changeup's effective. Bentonville's a good hitting team, one of the better hitting teams in the conference, so it's tough for any pitcher to face this lineup. Gaffney makes the grab on the fly to shallow infield, and that'll make it 2 outs. We talked about favorite restaurants early in the broadcast. You got a favorite heritage teacher you want to give a shout out to?
Oh, either Miss Enix or Miss Dean.
Oh, there's 2 good choices there. English, so that must be your subject. Well, that's great of you. Nice of you to give them a shout out on the War Eagle Sports Network. I'm sure they appreciate that. fly ball to center field, and that'll do it for the inning. Going into the bottom of the 6th inning, Bentonville Lady Tigers 9, Heritage Lady War Eagles 3.
At Arvest Bank, we believe financial confidence should be within reach for everyone. Whether you're just getting started, planning for your future, or starting a new chapter, we're here to help you plan and reach your goals every step of the way. Because everyone deserves a financial.
And we're back. Leading off the bottom of the 6th inning for Heritage Lady War Eagles, number 7, Tegan Holt.
On deck, Izzy Mayhew, number 8.
Holt digs in to face Burnett. Burnett's gone the distance so far for Bentonville. That was a beautiful pitch right there. It looked like a strike, but that was a good first pitch by Burnett. Maybe down. Holt's tall hitter. Chopper to third. And third baseman throws it first. Looks like a bobble. First base coach is asking for the bobble. Coach Bowen's coming in to maybe get a second opinion. He asked the umpire for a chance. Did you think safe? Did she recover after the bobble?
I think she was safe.
You think safe on the
Yeah.
bobble. Coach Bowen definitely thinks she's
Because the ball
safe.
was out of her glove, right? Like when Tegan got there.
He definitely thinks she's safe. He's asking the umpire what he saw. And now he's going to go. He convinced him to go ask the plate umpire for his opinion. So he's, standing 30, 40 feet away, and he's going to ask him what he thought. And here's where if he reverses it, the Bentonville coach will go crazy because then he'll say Coach Bowen's calling the game. But Coach Bowen's standing up for his team. We're losing, and he feels like it was a bobble, and you feel like it was a bobble.
Yeah.
It's a long conversation there by the two umpires. We'll see what the final decision is. And we'll see how the Bentonville coach responds. He changes the call. Coach Bowen gets him to reverse the call. And here comes the Bentonville head coach. He is not happy. He's like, you're not going to let Rodney Bowen make that call. So now he wants to talk to the base umpire.
Mm-hmm.
This is fun if you're the base umpire. You got both coaches talking to you on the same play.
Yeah.
Now let's see if he gets him to reverse it back. And then Coach Bowen will come back out.
Yeah.
So he is not happy. This is the most animated we've seen the head coach for the Lady Tigers this game. He is not happy that a call at first is reversed by the guy who's standing at the other end of the field. He's had his say, and he's returning to the dugout. And Holt is safe at first on the ball. Well, you were right.
Yeah.
You're all the way up in the booth, and you called it, and you got it right. I thought you were just being a homer because it's your teammates, but you made the right call. Well, there's a little bit of excitement here. We thought we had one out. Now we've got no outs and a runner aboard.
Yeah.
9-3. So do you know who some of the top teams in the conference are this year? Have you kind of looked online to see who's winning?
I have not.
Typically, Harbor's got good athletics, and Bentonville, who we're facing tonight, has good athletics.
In West.
Fayetteville has a good softball team. I believe they're good this year. So it's a hard conference.
Yeah.
I mean, every game you're going to face a good team.
Yeah.
First pitch called strike. This is your old teammate, Izzy Mayhew.
Mhm.
Wild pitch to the backstop. Hold advances on the wild pitch.
Izzy is also another great leader on the team.
Sometimes in softball, I see people kind of go get after each other. Like, it's not always the coach. Sometimes a player will go talk to somebody after a strikeout or after a bobbled ball.
Yeah.
How do you do that without your teammate getting mad at you?
Mm,
Is it just a trust thing?
yeah.
A culture that you've
Yeah.
built?
Yeah.
That, I mean, yeah, if my coworker came up to me and said, hey, you know, you messed up lunch duty today, I might have my feelings hurt. But that seems to
Yeah.
be a regular thing with the War Eagles.
Yeah.
Is that part of the culture that Coach Bowen teaches at those 5 a.m. practices?
Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs for Mayhew. Hard fastball down the middle. Swing and a miss. That'll be the first out of the inning. Brings to the plate.
Ellie Wild, number 29.
First pitch swinging strike. We just received word from Heritage Baseball that they took the win today at Fort Smith Southside over the Mavericks. So another win for Heritage Baseball today on the road.
Mhm.
This pitcher's looking good later in the game. Almost better now than she was in the first, second inning. She's finding her groove.
Yeah.
Still throwing the heat. A high fastball, almost over her head for strike 3, swinging strike. That'll be 2 outs, and it brings to the plate Abby Shirley, the catcher. Swing and a miss, inside corner.
No balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs.
We are in the bottom of the 6th with War Eagle Sports Network. Runner aboard at second base in scoring position. We're looking to continue to chip away at that lead. Bentonville has the lead 9-3. Called third strike down the middle. That'll end the inning. And we'll go into the final inning in the top of the 7th right after this. A word from our sponsors.
Partner who cares. Arvest Bank. We believe.
The roof is the home's main defense against the elements, so services like upkeep, repairs, and upgrades are vital. David's Roofing is the only roofing contractor in Northwest Arkansas that has the prestigious Select Shingle Master rating from Certainty. With David's Roofing, your roof is in good hands.
First Western has been here since 1910. We've earned our reputation not just by what we do, but by the way we do it. We call it the First Western way.
Come on in and see for yourself.
we're back.
Bentonville Lady Tigers are starting off with a pinch hitter, number 2. Number 2 at the plate for Lady Tigers. Strickland fires it in for strike 1. Ball hit to left field down the line, and it's out of play. So this summer you'll be playing for the Savage Select.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be playing shortstop or other positions?
Left side of the field, so.
Short and third?
Yeah, and left.
Oh, in left field.
Yeah.
And you travel to other states, or you play in Arkansas only?
We travel to other states. So far, we've only been in Oklahoma and other.
And you play that after this season. I don't think it's allowed to play 2 teams at once.
No.
So everybody kind of finishes high school, and then they go to travel.
Yeah.
Then is there like a World Series, or there's several? Like in baseball, you can play in a World Series in every state. Or is there like an official softball World Series that everybody goes to?
No. I mean,
so not really an official one. They're
yeah.
just wherever you go, you're always playing for the championship.
Yeah.
Is that team that you're on from Arkansas, or are there players from other states?
It's based out of Arkansas, and most of our team is from Oklahoma.
Ball hit to shortstop.
Sydney for the grab.
That'll be 1 out. 1 runner on board up first base. 1 out. And that brings to the plate the shortstop, Kylie Wyman. Kind of hard to balance homework when you got a game till 9 or 10 o'clock at night, or a road game. Is that something you've had to adjust to as a high schooler?
Yeah.
And you got that early morning practice the next morning, so you don't have a lot of hours at night to get the homework in.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your strategy for that? You just
lock in during school.
Lock in, try to get it done during school.
Yeah.
Well, apparently this team does, because they've got a high GPA, one of the highest GPAs of all of our athletic teams. And we do have several other teams, golf and other teams with high GPA as well.
Yeah.
Word over spring break on social media, Josh Lehman, our head girls basketball coach, is taking a job in Missouri. So we'll be looking for a new head girls basketball coach. But he did a great job over the years for the Lady War Eagles. Tegan Holt played for him, and I enjoyed watching him coach over the years. But he's got a new position in a district in Missouri. So congratulations to him on the new job, and we'll be looking for our new head coach. We just hired a new head football coach. He's coming to us from Prairie Grove High School, and we just hired a new head football coach right before spring break, and he's already been on campus a new time to interact with the football players and the parents.
Yep.
Have you met him yet?
I have, actually.
Okay. Fly ball to right field for the out. 2 outs for the Lady War Eagles. Brings to the plate number 25, Marissa Giannici. Strickland started the mound in the circle, and now she's back to close the game in the circle.
Mm-hmm. Count is 1-1.
Really, to me, those two hits that stand out are the one off the wall for Bentonville and the grand slam. Those are 6 runs out of the 9 runs.
Yeah.
You take away those 2 hits, and you got a lot different score.
Mm-hmm.
Ball flew into the home dugout, and people went bailing. That's not a good feeling.
Mm-mm.
I went in there fast. Strickland and the Lady War Eagles looking for the 3rd out. She squares the bunt. You think she's going to bunt?
No, not on 2 outs.
She pulls it back and swings the 3rd. Earl fires across the infield, and we have 3rd out of the inning. The score is Bentonville Lady Tigers 9, Heritage Lady War Eagles 3.
At Arvest Bank, we believe financial confidence should be within reach for everyone. Whether you're just getting started, planning for your future, or starting a new chapter, we're here to help you plan and reach your goals every step of the way. Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares. Arvest Bank, we believe.
The roof is a home's main defense against the elements, so services like upkeep, repairs, and upgrades are vital. David's Roofing is the only roofing contractor in Northwest Arkansas that has the prestigious Select Shingle Master rating from Certainty. With David's Roofing,
Now batting,
your roof is in
number
good hands.
19, Villanova.
Pinch hitter. It's the first time we've seen Bella in the game tonight. She's got kind of a unique batting stance. She puts that front foot out on the back box, on the back line of the box, and then that looks like it's kind of a timing mechanism for her.
Yeah.
Swinging strike. Lady War Eagles trying to chip away. This is their last chance, trying to either tie it up and send it into extras or trying to take the lead here for the win. This is game 2 of a 2-game series, and Bentonville won in game 1.
Bella's count is 1-2.
And strike 3, swinging strike for the first out of the inning. Brings to the plate the second baseman, Libby Cousteau. Hard pitch down the middle for a strike. This is one of our better hitters. I just, whether it's a bunt or a hit, I just love to watch her get on base, and then she makes it happen with her speed, moving around the bases and stealing.
Yeah.
This pitcher has done a great job tonight. Just want to give another shout out to Darby Burnett for a great game on the mound. The game's not over yet, but she's had a great full 7 innings. Lady War Eagles trying to get a runner on base to keep the game going and maybe force it into extra innings. That was the same thing we had on the first batter, high or a rising fastball for strike 3, just out of the zone.
Yeah.
Probably looks good to the hitter. You know, you think it's there, and then it goes up on you,
Mhm.
moves, changes directions. Starting pitcher Jocelyn Strickland up to bat. 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th. This is a pitcher on pitcher matchup. Like a check swing. We don't know if it's called pitch strike or a check swing strike, but nevertheless, strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs. Fouled it off. 9 hits for Bentonville on the evening and 4 hits for the Lady War Eagles to this point in the game. 1 error apiece for each team. We talked about restaurants. We talked about favorite teachers. You got a favorite place to eat ice cream in Rogers?
Probably Handles.
Can't go wrong there. There's a lot of good options there. They definitely support our school as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's been open for 2 or 3 years, and some of our students have worked there, but man, there's a lot of good options.
Mhm.
Strickland fouls it off down the left field line. You got a favorite dessert at Handles, or you just like it all?
Just plain chocolate.
Oh, plain Jane. I wasn't expecting that. And these students come in the morning from Sevenburg. They got more than plain Jane. They got like 25 things in their cup. $10 drink. Bentonville faithful wanted strike 3 on that. Is off the plate, but they definitely wanted it. Of course, they want to end the game. Pitcher has her hand on her hip. She wanted strike 3. Nevertheless, ball 4, and we got our first runner aboard of the inning. Strickland at first, bringing up to bat Carly Earl.
What is your favorite event we do here at Heritage?
Oh, I'm an administrator, so I'm not supposed to pick favorites, but I definitely like the sports. They're fun to watch after school hours. Recently, we had the multicultural program, and we had it at night for the whole community with over 1,000 people in attendance. And the next day, Friday before spring break, for our staff. So that really is one of my all-time favorites because students get to represent their cultures, whether it's dance or singing or, you know, the parade of flags where they
Yeah.
carry in a flag that's their country or their family's country. And so that one is definitely one of my all-time favorite at Heritage. I've been at other schools where people dress like they're from Germany or, you know, put up a cardboard display from Puerto Rico, but they're just doing research. They're not really from Puerto Rico. And so it's really neat to see the diversity at our school, and I just like the community we have with our student body. That ball's to the backstop. If anything the pitcher can work on, it's that pitch. Whatever that is, it
Yeah.
comes up about once or twice an inning and just gets away from her. In a tie game, that could be damage, but that's the one pitch that seems to just drift on her and seems to hit the same part of the backstop every time. But she has had an excellent game. She's certainly kept us off the bases several times. But it's that one wild pitch that she gets. That's that same pitch they wanted for strike 3 to end the game. So now it's getting a little rowdy here. We got runners aboard first and second. Heritage starting to sense that they could maybe move some runners in, and Bentonville getting frustrated with the pitches not being called on the outside part of the plate or maybe off the plate. We certainly think they're off the plate because
Yeah.
we're pro Heritage.
Yeah.
Runners on first and second, and the pitch is in. Hard hit up the middle. Tried to field cleanly by the second baseman, but it rolls into the outfield. Strickland advances for the run. She advances from second to home for the run, and that'll be the first run of the inning for the Lady War Eagles. Big hit to keep the game alive. Bring into the plate Tegan Holt.
Mhm.
That was exciting. I thought the second baseman was going to grab it. She'd made several good plays earlier in the game and just hit her glove. It was out of reach. Earl on second, Gaffney at first, Holt at the plate. Bentonville looking for a force out. Heritage looking to maybe hit it to the gaps and drive in 1 or 2 more runs. Just chip away. 1 run at a time is all it takes.
Mhm.
The game looked like it could be over on that ground ball, and hope is still alive.
Yep. Runners on 1 and 2. Got 2 outs.
Holt can hit for power.
She can.
It's a big game moment right here. She might just lean into this moment and keep the game going. Let's see if she can get a hold of one. Big swing there. Coach Bowen just gave Holt a sign to hit it to the Tyson plant.
Mhm.
Ball in the dirt. Nine to 4. Bottom of the 7th. 2 outs.
Holt is staying alive.
Bet you see that rising fastball here. I'd like to see that fastball to the backstop, but she's got us out several times on that rising fastball for strike 3.
Mhm.
Got to make sure you don't swing at a ball here. Swing and a miss to end the game. And that'll do it for War Eagle Sports Network. Final score, Bentonville Lady Tigers 9, Heritage Lady War Eagles 4. Bentonville takes the series 2-0. This is Stephen Weber and Taylor Elkins. Taylor, it's been a great being your co-anchor, and it's been fun being on Heritage War Eagle Sports Network. Wish you the best with the rest of your JV season and with school, and we're signing off. Do you have any final words?
No?
All right, we're signing off. Until next time, this is War Eagle Sports Network.